Good hello, Toon Boom Feature Nuggets. Look, this button down here, activated, and you can see the drawings either side. Of course, this is the onion skin tool. You can alter their intensity coming along the top. Right click and activate the camera controls if they are not present, and press this, the top light. The top button here will increase or decrease their intensity to help you balance. As of Harmony 16, the colors can be seen down here on the timeline. Don't be deceived by which one's which in this one. An easy way to remember: red is stop, green is go. So red is the one that came before, and green is the next image that will be appearing. In cases like this, I can use these two as reference material to start planning out the next keyframe in the middle. Grab and pull on these brackets which have appeared to see further through time. Get a good feel for the movement this way. Make sure it doesn't get too overwhelming though. On the most part, it's used to very easily map out in-betweens to make your animation more and more smooth. Making it as directly as in-between as possible will of course create static movement. If you're fairly new to animating, there's a great exercise to help you get the feel for how this works. It's called the pendulum. Make one layer with an arc that has a long exposure by highlighting all of the frames and pressing this button. And on the one above, create 3 frames with 3 drawings, circles here, here, and here. Of course, beginning, middle, and end, and they are somewhat evenly spaced. Yeah, there we go. The nature of using the onion skin to in-between isn't just to make things smoother, but also to help you get the grips of easing. Slow in and slow out. Press plus on the keyboard to increase the exposure of each of these images, so now that they are in 2s, and delete every second one so there's now these 2 gaps. In between them as expected. Nothing unusual there. But this isn't how something would swing with weight or mass or speed. So what would you do? Increase the exposure of everything again? Well, it's going to make it smoother, but it's still going to retain the same pace. The solution here is to only increase the exposure and add images on the ones on the very end. By in-betweening just these, it's already going to create a dramatic speed up and slow down effect. From here, repeat this process, only in-betweening the ones on the ends. Do it a bunch of times, just for the heck of it. And the more you do it, the clearer this message is going to sink through of how things are speeding up and slowing down. Get a repeatable effect by selecting all of them and holding Control or Command and pressing 2. That will pump everything out into 2s. Select the whole lot, copy, right click on the end and go paste reverse. So now we have that will play the animation backwards. So now watching that, whoa, wait! The gap between here and here is quite significant. From here to here, it's hardly anything. With the onion skin back on and the bracket stretched all the way out, you get a very clear indication of the movement that's going on here. This is quite an extreme example. By doing direct in-betweens of only the ending frames, as you practice this, get a bit of a feel for it, you realize that there is a lot of different ways to do all sorts of different easing types. For example, rather than it being directly in between, like what we were doing, what if you did it in thirds? That would require having to figure out not putting it here, but rather somewhere like here, maybe. The easiest way to speed something up or to slow something down is to do the method that we just did. The direct in-betweens working towards one side. But frankly, it just isn't always that simple, because this gap is huge. Sometimes you can work with that by maybe having your objects start to stretch outwards to fill in such a gap. Or maybe combine methods, say having things in thirds and then in-betweening directly from there. Give it a try. Use the onion skin to help control your easing. Come back for another nugget. I'll show you more things you can do with the onion skin, a completely different method. Rather than the in-betweening and easing, it can also be used to help with straight ahead, an alternate technique about fluidity and momentum, or yeah. Thanks for checking out this nugget. Have a look through the playlist for tons of other short bits and boops to help with animation and software. You might stumble across a hidden technique that will change your world or solve a specific problem. Leave suggestions and questions in the comments if you'd like a nugget on anything in particular. Thanks again, and don't forget your keys, wallet, and phone.